He is leading the spiritual cultivation team for the guest coming to Govardhan Eco Village, an award-winning eco community at Palghar near Mumbai. He prioritizes his time in preaching Krishna consciousness to the guest visiting Govardhan Eco Village and also various localities, including schools, colleges, and corporate sectors. Prabhuji is also a faculty at Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit Research Center, BVRC, at Govardhan Eco Village, where he teaches Srimad Bhagavatam for the Bhakti Vaibhav course. While he was doing his BTech in Electronics and Telecom in Odisha, he got connected with ISKCON in 2007. Later, he worked as a lecturer in the Degree Engineering College before moving to corporate sector as a software engineer in various IT companies like Patni Computer Systems, iGate, Vortela, and TCS. While he was working in TCS Mumbai, he got a deeper inner call towards spirituality and he joined Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit, a 2-year residential course at Govardhan Eco Village on the wisdom of our Vedic scriptures in 2013. Therefore, seeing the need of spirituality in today's society, he dedicated his life for the welfare of mankind by joining ISKCON as a full-time monk. Since then, he preaches Krishna consciousness based on the teachings derived from Indian ancient wisdom like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Also, he does Krishna conscious outreach programs in Hare Krishna TV, social media channels like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, in various languages like English, Hindi, Odia. Personally, I know Prabhuji since 4 years. I met Abhimanyu Prabhu at Govardhan Eco Village 4 years back. Prabhuji also takes devotees on wonderful yatras. And personally, I know some Vaishnavas who watch Prabhuji's yatra videos, yatra lectures before going to any yatra because he explains all the Krishna pastimes so beautifully that it is just an amazing thing to be with Abhimanyu Prabhu on any yatra. So personally, I welcome Abhimanyu Prabhu and all the devotees who have joined today. And I'll let Abhimanyu Prabhu take the class now. So Hare Krishna, Abhimanyu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I'm very happy that once again we are resuming our weekly satsang in English language. We have been doing it since so many years, but because of something, Corona, then it stopped somehow or other and it didn't start for 1-2 years, I guess. And then so many devotees, they were telling me that we should again resume these classes because it was good. And weekly, at least we were getting one chance to hear something spiritual thing, and that was surcharging us. So taking all this consideration, I thought that let me start again these sessions where those who are comfortable with the English language, they can join a congregation. And then I was thinking about the youth also, because a lot of youth, they are connected with us. And I think they will also be comfortable in this English classes. So it would be a combination of congregation, devotees, and the youth college students also. Together we will start these classes. The first thing came into my mind about Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is a book. Every person who are identifying themselves as a so-called Hindus, Sanatani, they should know about Gita. So that's how I took that Bhagavad Gita to begin with this satsang. And this Bhagavad Gita I will teach in 8 sessions. And in that 18 session, the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita I will cover. Like in one session, one chapter. So it would be like an overview summary of the whole chapter. And it will be very interesting also because all the chapters when we are covering will go through the lessons and what are the practical application we can apply in our day-to-day life. That also will derive from each chapter. So I hope that in the coming 18 sessions in every Saturday, we will go in deep into the Bhagavad Gita and apply the teachings in our life. So today we are beginning with the first session of Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. Before we begin, we will invoke the prayers, and then we'll start. Om Jnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, so before we begin, I wish all of you to at least have a sankalpa, because these are the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And if we'll continuously attend these 18 sessions, then very systematically you can cover the whole 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. It is also yajna. There are varieties of yajna in life to do. Like some does dravya yajna, and this is called jnana yajna. So anything you want to do before beginning, we take a sankalpa, right? That okay, this is my vrata, and Shivratri is going to come. A lot of people, they have different sankalpa for Shivratri. Similarly, this studying of Bhagavad Gita is like a yajna. And I want you all, at least those who are joining from the first chapter, at least let's take a sankalpa that every Saturday at least I will attend, and all the 18 chapter I will attend. See, it is just a once in a lifetime opportunity where we are dedicating ourselves to go through all these 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So little bit we have to do a compromise, little bit we have to adjust our daily schedules so that we can go through this 18 chapter. So this I wish that all you take this sankalpa and take the blessings of Lord, so that we can start today the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is called Observing the Army. This is like the trailer to the movie. So why the movie has started, why so many yogas, why Lord Krishna told all these things to Arjuna. So this chapter 1 will explain you what is the need of Bhagavad Gita in our day-to-day life. So let's begin. So before I begin, I would like to say that it is not like a sloka by sloka classes. So in 1 hour, I don't think any person can cover all the slokas of Bhagavad Gita in 1 hour. There are 30-40 sloka in a chapter. At least for a sloka, it will take 4 to 5 minutes. So we can't do that justice. So at least I'll cover the whole essence of the chapter by touching the important slokas of each and every chapter. So basically, you will get to know the overall theme of that chapter, the essence of that chapter, the teachings of that chapter. With that, the important sloka we will also touch. So that is how we'll go through all this 18th chapter, and wherever any practical lesson we can learn and we can apply in our day-to-day life, that also will take. Okay? Okay, let's start. So before I start, I just want to say that this Bhagavad Gita, the need of Bhagavad Gita arises. Why? Because there were a lot of tortures that were done on these Pandavas. And this Duryodhana and his brother, they were torturing the Pandavas like anything. That when Bhima was a small child, he was given poison. Can you imagine, small child boy? He has given poison, and they thrown him to the Yamuna. And that time, Bhima, by God's mercy, he got extra power and he comes as a virtue. And then by the gambling match, all these 5 Pandavas, they were cheated by the brothers of the Duryodhan, and they disrobed Draupadi. That was the greatest sin this Kauravas did that. So there are unlimited sins that was performed by the Kauravas, and when Lord Krishna personally comes to the Kaurava Sabha and he tells that just give 5 villages to the Pandavas because they were Kshatriya. They need something to rule. Duryodhan told, forget about 5 villages. I won't give a small piece of land, even a space of a needle. That much also I won't give. Forget about 5 villages. And that was Duryodhana. And because of all his attitude, Krishna told that then nobody can stop the war. The war has to come. Because you are not ready to give 5 villages, then what to do? And some Acharya tells that why Duryodhana was not giving 5 villages, because Duryodhana knew that these Pandavas are so nice person, they are so nice Kshatriya. Recently this movie also came, na, Chhava. All over India people are celebrating, and they are celebrating the Maratha kingdom. That is how the Kshatriyas are. They need some place to rule and establish the dharma. So here, when Duryodhan denied, why denied? Because he knew that these 5 Pandavas are so nice personalities. They have such a nice character. If I'll give them 5 villages, then all my citizen, they will go to these 5 villages, and there would be no citizen with me. Then what I will rule? And that was the fear Duryodhan had, and that is how Duryodhan not at all adjusted with these Pandavas, and he didn't give anything to the Pandavas. And that was how
At
it
Palghar
was
near Mumbai,
explained
he prioritized.
here that why Duryodhan didn't give anything to the Pandavas. So let's begin the chapter 1. In the chapter 1, if you'll see, these are the 5 sections we can see in the chapter 1. The first section about Dhritarashtra's questions. And because Dhritarashtra is the person who was asking all these questions. And when Dhritarashtra asks all these questions, to his reply, Sanjay gives the reply. And Sanjay was, I think, the first person in the history, he does the first live telecast. Sitting at the home, he was watching the Mahabharata war. And that was Sanjay. And then in the war, the mentality of Duryodhana that comes out, that why Duryodhana, what kind of personalities was Duryodhana, that you can see in the second section. And then in the third section, we will see the sign of Pandavas' victory, that how Pandavas, for sure they are going to win because Krishna was there with Pandavas. And in the fourth section, we will see that Arjuna gets confused. And when Arjuna gets confused, that is the time Lord Krishna decides to speak the Bhagavad Gita. And that is how this Bhagavad Gita begins. So let's begin the Bhagavad Gita, the first sloka of first chapter 1.1. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetaयुत्सवा mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Dhritarashtra uvacha. Dhritarashtra is asking, dharmakshetre kurukshetre. This place of Dharmakshetra is very pious place. Kurukshetra is very pious place because lot of dharmic activities have done here in this Kurukshetra. Samaveta Yutsava. My children are ready to fight with the Pandavas. Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva. Just imagine these Pandavas, they have lost their father, and he is the now king, Dhritarashtra, but is not ready to accept Pandavas as their own children. This is the mentality of Dhritarashtra. He is telling Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva. Are you are the only king and they don't have a father. Can't you accept them as your children? No. Mamaka Pandava. Tu me. They are my children and they are not my children. This mentality is the one of the main cause of this war of Mahabharata. So all the fault doesn't directly go to Duryodhana because the father was like that. And because of the father, the child inculcate all the qualities from the father. Mamaka Pandava. This is mine, this is your, this is mine. This mine mentality, me and mine, this become the one of the main cause of war in today's world. This we can learn from the Mahabharata. Kim akurvata Sanjaya, what they were doing. So this was the question asked by the Dhritarashtra. And when Dhritarashtra asked this question, Sanjaya started giving the reply. As Sanjaya replies to the questions of Dhritarashtra. And he tells that your child, don't worry, my dear king, don't worry. Your child is not an ordinary person. He is not going to compromise. So Dhritarashtra was thinking that Duryodhana might compromise the war. He may not fight the war. So Sanjay was telling, Baba, your child wants the war. He will not compromise. Pasvaitam Pandu Putranam Acharya Mahatim Chamu Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tabasisyena Dhimata. So here in this section, the mentality of Duryodhana is coming out. That what kind of just see, Duryodhana was such a person. Vidur told once to Dhritarashtra that sometime if you have a vegetable, in India we keep potatoes together, right? And if one potato that decompose, then you throw that potato out. Otherwise it will make all the potato decompose. एक आलू सड़ गया तो उसको निकाल के फेंक देते हैं, नहीं तो सब आलू को सड़ा देता है. Mothers can relate in kitchen. So then Vidur told that your child, out of 100 child, this Duryodhana was like rotten potato. Just throw him out. If you will not throw him out, then he will make all the children like that. But Dhritarashtra didn't listen. And then Vidur told, because of this one child, one day you will see all your 99 child will die. Because of this one rotten potato. And that's what happening in Mahabharata war. See here, the political mindset of Duryodhana you see. So Duryodhana is going to Dronacharya. Pasaitan Pandu Putrana, oh my dear teacher, just have a glance on this Pandu Putrana. Acharyam Mahati Chamu, you are an Acharya. Vyudham Drupada Putrena. This army phalanx of Pandavas, that was made by whom? Drupada Putrena, by Drishtadumna. Knowingly he told why? Because he knew that Dronacharya and Drupada, they didn't have a proper relationship. And he want to ignite that fire inside the Dronacharya, that don't see these Pandavas as their disciple. The army of the Pandavas was arranged by the son of Drupada, Drishtadumna. So you should fight with the full valor, with the full enmity. And that is how the political mindset of Duryodhana we can see here in this sloka. And then Duryodhana was calculating that who is more powerful, whose power is more. And he was doing all permutation, combination. And he was telling that just see, inside of the Pandavas, they have Arjuna, Bhima, Drupada, Abhimanyu, Virata. These are the personalities. But in our side, who we have? We have Bhishma. He has Ichha Mrityu. He can die at his own will. We have a Drona. We have a Karna, Kripa, Aswathama. We have a Drona. We have the teacher who taught others how to fight. So Duryodhana was calculating the power in terms of material calculation, but he was not seeing God is there in the side of the Pandavas. So the non-devotees, atheistic personalities, they always calculate the material calculation, that who has the more power, who has more asset. That is how the material people always calculate. But devotees, the spiritual people, they always see Krishna factor. That wherever Krishna is there, there the victory will come. There is no doubt at all. And then when Duryodhana does all his calculation, that time Sanjay tells that, don't worry, the war is going to happen. and the first signal is given by Lord Krishna himself. So in these two slokas we can see the names of all the consuls that was blown in the war. Panchajanyam Rishikesha Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundram Dadmau Mahasankha Bhimakarma Brikodhara Ananta Vijayam Raja Kuntiputra Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevascha Sughasa Manipushpakau. So what it is? Panchajanya Rishikesha. Rishikesha, the first consul that was blown by whom? Rishikesha. Who was Rishikesha? Rishikesha. Rishikesha is Lord Krishna himself. So the first consul was born by Lord Krishna himself. Devadatta Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is Lord Arjuna, Krishna's best friend Arjuna. And the second consul is blown by Arjuna. And then Poundra Dadmau Mahasanko. And the third consul that is blown by Poundra. Who is Poundra? Poundra is Dadmau Mahasanko Bhima Karma Brikodhara. It is blown by the Bhima. Bhima is a Brikodhara. Why Brikodhara? Because whatever activity Bhima used to do, it's very powerful, and he used to eat a lot. When they were in the Agyantavas, whatever food they used to get, Mother Kunti used to tell that divide all the vegetable, all the food into two half. So one half only Bhima used to eat. Another half all these four brothers used to distribute. That is how it is called Brikodhara. Udara means belly. Briko means he used to eat a lot. Bhima karma Brikodhara, but not only eating a lot. Eating a lot and sleeping on the bed, not like that. Eating a lot, and he was a karma Brikodhara. He used to do also Herculean task. So once devotees, they were eating like anything. So when Prabhupada saw, Prabhupada told that if you are eating like anything, then you should work like Bhima also. Not that eating and sleeping. So that's how the name is given. Bhima karma Vikrodhara. He used to eat a lot and he used to work hard. So his consul's name is Poundra. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putra Yudhishthira. His consul name is Ananta Vijaya. Nakula Sahadeva Sughasa Manipuspaka. Nakula says Sughasa, Sahadeva says Manipuspaka. In this way, these are the consuls of the Pancha Pandava. They blown their consuls. And when they were blowing their consul, what is the effect of their consul? That is explained in the verse number 19. Saghoshadhrata Rashtraanam Hridayani Vidharaye Navascha Prithvim Chaiva Tumulabhyanunadaya. Saghoshadhrashtra Rashtrana. When they blow their consul, it creates a tumultuous sound, and that tumultuous sound, Dhrata Rashtranan Hirdayan Vedharayet, all the sons of the Dhritarashtra, their heart were shattered by the sound coming from the Pandavas. That was the effect of the transcendental consuls of the Pandavas. But when the Kauravas, they blew their consul, nothing happened to the Pandava. But when Pandavas blew their consul, all the hearts of the Kauravas that shattered. That is explained here in this sloka. Okay. Arjuna observes the army. Now the last section, if you see the fourth section, here it is explained that actually Arjuna was ready for the fight, but Arjuna was thinking that before I fight, let me observe the army. Because anything you want to in the fight, one of the tactics is that before you fight, you just see that who all the enemies they have come for the fighting. Because when you see the enemies, you measure their strength. And when you measure their strength, then you get an idea that with what extent I should fight, with what power and valor I should fight. You can prepare your mindset. So, keeping that in the mind, Arjuna tells to Lord Krishna, अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धातराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वज प्रवृते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम पाण्डव ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् idam aha mahipate. So, like in a movie, it starts na. Uh, Immediately the hero was not shown. After some time, the entry of the hero happens, and then all the cameras that zoom into the hero's entry, with what vehicle he is coming, what shirt he is wearing, how the wind is blowing. Slowly, from the shoe they could zoom on to the face, and then the hero's entries happen. Then he delivers some dialogue, and this is the first time in the Mahabharata the hero was shown, that who is going to become the hero of this Bhagavad Gita. So that is how the camera is now zooming into the chariot of Arjuna, Kapit Dhwaja. And in that chariot, Dhwaja is the flagship. In that chariot of Arjuna, in that flag, Kapi was there. Kapi was there. Kapi means what? A monkey was there. Hanuman was there. So why Hanuman was there? Acharyas writes variety of, there are two stories I could find out why the Kapidhwaja, it is Hanuman's flag, why Hanuman was there. So very beautiful, very small, beautiful and interesting story. So once what happened, Arjuna was going towards Rameswaram, and in the Rameswaram he sees that and he thinks that what is the need of making a Setu? Ram, if Ram is a god, by his power he could have crossed to Lanka, na? What is the need of making such a bridge? And for that, making that bridge, he took help of the monkeys, Vanaras. I think I can shoot some arrows and I can make the bridge with my power, Arjuna was thinking. And Ram could not make. Just he was thinking in his mind. That time a monkey comes, and monkey tells that if he will make a bridge, then that bridge will break. So Arjun tells that, come on, you know who am I? I am Arjuna, the greatest charioteer of this world. How come it will break? Never ever it will happen. Then the monkey tells that, okay, you can give a try. If you think that you can make a bridge, then you give a try, we'll see. So Arjuna tells that, okay, I'll try. That time, when Arjuna was making that bridge, Arjuna tells that, what if the bridge will not break? So then Hanuman, this monkey was actually Hanuman, but disguised as a monkey he was there. Then he tells that, okay, then I'll become your servant. Wow. And then Hanuman tells that, what if the bridge will break? So if the bridge will break, then Arjuna tells that I will commit suicide. So it was a very serious challenge. And then Arjuna shoots an arrow, and in a few seconds he makes a huge breeze. And once the breeze was done, so Hanuman was telling, done from your side? Well, yeah. Jai Sri Ram, and he jumps into that breeze. And the moment he jumps, the whole breeze was collapsed. My God. And then Arjuna was thinking, then Arjuna tells her, give me one more chance, Arjuna tells that. And then Arjuna, with all power, again shoots an arrow and make a second breeze. And then again Hanuman, Jai Sri Ram, again jumps. Again the breeze collapses. And then, gone, my God. Then Arjuna thinks that, before committing suicide, let me try one more time. So then he gives, please give me third chance, last chance. Then monkey tells that, okay, take your chance. And again he shoots arrow, again he makes a bridge. Again Hanuman, ready? Jai Sri Ram. Again he jumps into that, collapses. Then Arjuna thought, gone. All my power, all my everything I applied, and I was defeated. And then Arjuna was decided that let me commit suicide. Then Arjuna shoots arrow, burns fire, and he was about to enter into the fire. And then Krishna comes there. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, wait. Krishna comes there, and what you are doing, my child? You are going to die. What? Then Arjuna narrated a whole story that these all things happened. Krishna tells that, look, whenever you bet some challenge, there should be a mediator between the two parties, right? There should be a third party. Any challenge happen, there should be a third party mediator. He become the sakshi of that challenge, right? So who was the third party mediator? No one. Now I have come. Now I'll become the third party mediator. Now you make bridge. I'll see how it is breaking. And then Arjun again shoots a arrow and bridge happens. And then Hanuman, Jai Sri Ram, and jumps. Then my God, nothing's happening. Jumps, and he may become a huge Hanuman and jumps. Nothing is happening. Then Hanuman thinks that that I am the most strongest person in this creation, and how come it is not breaking? And then Hanuman could understand that this personality, Krishna, is not different than Lord Ram. So he is my Lord only. And if my Lord wants, then how can I break? And then Hanuman and Arjuna both comes and surrender to Krishna. And Krishna tells that you both are my devotee only. In Treta Yuga I was in Ram, now in Dwapar Yuga I was in Krishna. Why you are fighting between each other? Both are my devotees. And then then Krishna tells that, okay, as for the challenge, Hanuman, you was defeated now. So what should you do now? You should be in the flag of Arjuna in the time of the war. And you should help him whenever there is a need. And that is how Hanuman was there in the flag of Arjuna to help him. And there is another beautiful story when they were in the Ajnatavas. Pandavas, they were going in the Himalaya region, and that time a monkey was sleeping. eh, And Bhima was crossing to bring that golden lotus, 1,000 petals lotus flower for the Draupadi. And this Banar was sleeping. Bhim tells that, hey, hatao punch. So he tells that, I am very old. I can't move. Please, you only make my tail aside. And Bhima was lifting, and he was not able to budge an inch. Then Bhima was thinking, my God, I'm not able to move a tail of a banner. What am I? And that is the time Bhima asks that, who are you? And then Hanuman tells, I am Pavanaputra Hanuman. Then Bhima tells, I am also Pavanaputra Bhim. We two are brothers. And that is the time Hanuman tells that, don't worry, whenever there is a need, I will come, I will help you. So one of the important lessons we can learn here, at different times the Lord makes different devotee prominent. So once upon a time when in the Treta Yuga, Hanuman was the hero of Ramayana. But in the Dwapara Yuga, in the Mahabharata war, that hero of Treta Yuga become a silent person in the background, in the dhwaja of Arjuna. So in the life also, same thing happens at different situation. Sometime you may be the prominent person in the stage, and sometime of your life you have to come to the background. So this is the game of life. We can learn from this. And Hanuman was happy. It's not, "Arey, mujhe koi nahi pooch rahe." Hanuman was happy, and he was in the backstage, and he was helping the Pandavas. Okay. Now Arjuna, the devotee of Lord Krishna, is giving order to Lord Krishna. Have you ever seen devotees giving order to Krishna? Arjuna uvacha senayar ubhayor madhye ratham stapayame achyuta yavad etan niriksheham yodhukaman avasthitan kairmaya sah yodhavyam asmin rana samudhyame. So Arjuna, senayar ubhayar madhye rathastapayame achyuta. Oh my dear Lord, please take my chariot in the middle of the war field. Senayar ubhayar madhye, in the middle of the war field. I want to do niriksha, I want to see Yadhu kamam avasthita, who all are coming here for desiring to fight with me. Yadhu kaman. Kair mahasa yodha, from whom I should fight. I just want to see these personalities. They are going to die. दुर्योधन के दुर्बुद्धि में कौन सब मरने के लिए आए हैं, मुझे देखने का इच्छा हो रहा है. So that was the desire of Arjuna, and Arjuna was ordering to Lord Krishna. So Krishna is here mentioned as Achyuta. Why Achyuta? Because one who doesn't fail in his action, that is called Achyuta. Achyuta means failing. Achyuta means never fail. That's how Arjuna is telling to Krishna, you are Achyuta, my lord. Please take my chariot. And happily, Krishna takes the chariot. Have you ever seen any time a servant is ordering the master? No, na? But it happens here in Mahabharata. How? That is the relation between devotee and Krishna. Krishna is called Bhakta Vatsala. For his devotee, he is ready to become servant also. कभी होएगा क्या अंबानी को बोलेंगे सर्वेंट को, ड्राइवर को पीछे बिठाओ, आप गाड़ी चलाओ? नेवर हैपेंस इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड. प्रेस्टीज इशू हो जाएगा. ये ओनर never tells a servant to sit beside and he will drive the vehicle. He has an ego. But Krishna happily ready to become a servant of his devotee. That is God. We can see here. And someone was telling me, suppose somebody will become a chariot driver, that means what, it's not like a car, right? In the AC car, you are sitting and you're telling to the driver that, oh driver, take a left turn. The driver will take a left turn. Okay, take a right turn. He will take a right turn. But it doesn't happen in the war field. Suppose you want to go the left, then the person who is sitting behind, he has to kick in the left leg to the charioteer. Then the charioteer will take left. Suppose you want to go the right, then he will kick in the right leg. Then he will get to know that I have to take a right. Because a lot of chaos, chaotic situation, lot of sound, everything was coming. Whatever he will shout, even the charioteer cannot hear. So what he will do? You have to kick. Just imagine in the 18 days of the war field, how many kicks Lord Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead has got as a gift from Arjuna. Can you imagine? It's not an easy thing what God is doing here. Krishna is an Sarathi, Partha Sarathi. That is how the God can go to this extent to serve his devotee. And Krishna knew that what is happening in the heart of Arjuna, and what should I do so that Bhagavad Gita will come into existence. Because God wanted to give Bhagavad Gita. Because if you see the Mahabharata, it's a perfect Bollywood movie. You will see politics, you will see romance, you will see fight. Everything is there in the Mahabharata. So all this mirch masala was there in the Mahabharata just to bring the attention to this Mahabharata war. This is the final fighting with hero and heroine. The Mahabharata war. And everyone was watching who is going to win between India-Pakistan final World Cup match. Everyone is attention on the cricket ground, right? Wow, Virat Kohli is now going to hit. Come on. And then Virat Kohli comes to the stadium and tells that, I won't bet. I'm not feeling good. Betting nahi karunga. Everyone become tension. Everyone will ask the coach, अरे क्या उसको पढ़ाया यार, बैटिंग नहीं करेगा बोल रहा है, वर्ल्ड कप में फाइनल मैच है. So in the middle of the war, Arjuna is telling, I am not going to fight. Because Krishna wanted this to happen. Then only Krishna will get a chance to speak Bhagavad Gita. And that is how Krishna, exactly as a director, he takes Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashaitan Samavetan Kurunniti. Exactly, Krishna takes chariot of Arjuna and places before the Bhishma Drona Pramukataha. Because Krishna knew what is the weak point of Arjuna. Very, very well Krishna knew what is the weak point of Arjuna. And knowingly that Krishna wanted the charioteer, the Arjuna to see them so that exactly the weakness of Arjuna that will come into existence. And when the weakness will come into existence, Krishna will get an opportunity to speak Bhagavad Gita. And then Krishna, when he places the chariot before all his relatives, Arjuna is seeing now, Tatra paschat astitan partha pitran atha pita maha acharyam matulan bhratran putran pautran sakhim tatha sasuran suhradam chaiva senayar ubhayar api. He's seeing all his relatives, father like Bhurisarva, Pita, grandfather like Bhishma, Somadatta, teachers like Dronacharya, Kripacharya, uncles like Salya, Sakuni, brother Duryodhana, Vikarna, sons like Lakshmana, grandsons, friends like Aswathama, all his relatives he is seeing now in front of him. And Arjuna was thinking, my God, I have never ever thought in my dream to fight with all this personality. Come on, Krishna, I can't fight. Not possible for me to fight. I have never thought to fight with all these my relatives. And then Arjuna, with his all knowledge, with all scripture, with his all whatever he has learned in his school, everything, he just churns it out and started proposing the 5 point why I should not fight. The 5 reasons not to fight. And Krishna and Arjuna started telling to Krishna. The first point Arjuna tells, compassion. Second, no enjoyment. Third, fear of sin. And the fourth is destruction of the family tradition. And the fifth, we will read in the second chapter. So the first is compassion. So Arjuna was telling that, my dear Lord, see, these people, the Kauravas, they don't have any sense. They are the cruel people. So they want to fight. But I am intelligent na. कुत्ता कभी कभी हमको काटता है, थोड़ी हम कुत्ते को काटेंगे. You are a common people, you are a common sense, right? So we are not like this Kauravas, like for the prestige, power, that we are going to kill our relatives. I don't want to kill so many people just for a position, power. Yes, there are 18 Akshani Sena, 11 Akshani Sena were in the side of the Kauravas, and 7 Akshani Sena were in the side of the Pandavas. And then Arjuna was telling, if I'll kill, then all these crores of people, they are going to die just for a power, just for a throne. I don't want all these things. Arjuna tells, because my heart, see, Arjuna was also a devotee. Arjuna was a Vaishnava also. And Vaishnava, by nature, they are very merciful. So Arjuna was telling Krishna, sorry, Krishna, I can't kill all these people. And then the second reason Arjuna tells, no enjoyment. Why? See, anything you get in your life, enjoyment doesn't come with money. Enjoyment doesn't come with the prestige. Enjoyment doesn't come with the power. Enjoyment comes when you get an opportunity to share your happiness with your relatives or with whomever you love. With that we get to enjoy, right? कभी कोई अकेले जाता है क्या पार्टी करने के लिए? If you want to go somewhere, you go with your persons whom you love so much, right? So that you can have that exchanges, and that's how you enjoy the life. जैसे बच्चा को अगर कुछ अच्छा मार्क्स आ जाता है, the child directly goes to the parents, Mummy, Papa, scorecard, I got top in the class. And it shows to his parents, and the parents become very happy. And when the parents are happy, the child is happy. So similarly, when you get something, you express your happiness with your relatives. And then Arjuna was telling Krishna, suppose the war happens and I will kill all these people and I'll become the Samrat of this Bharatavarsha. Then with whom I will share that happy moments? Because all my fathers, uncles, grandfathers, brothers are killed. खाऊंगा क्या पोजीशन को मैं चबा के अकेला? How can I become happy? So come on, there is no enjoyment. I don't want to fight. So all these, if you'll see, Arjuna is very sensible and very thoughtful. why he was telling all this point. And then Arjuna was telling the third point, that fear of sin. See, Arjuna was a learned person. He was like an PhD scholar. And he was getting that knowledge from Krishna. So there are Artha Shastra, there are Dharma Shastra. So as for the Artha Shastra, it is mentioned that if uh, somebody tortures your wife, or somebody attacks your home, then you have all the right that you can kill that person. You have all the right according to the Artha Shastra. But according to the Dharma Shastra, if that person is your relatives, very close uh, person, then better don't kill. छोड़ दो यार, relatives को क्या मारना है. If that is your brother, cousin brother, if that is your dadaji, then better distance from those persons, because killing the relatives is also greatest sin. So then Arjuna, based on the Dharma Shastra, he tells that I should not fight. So he is giving knowledge to Krishna, Arjuna here. Krishna, so according to the Dharma Shastra, I should not fight. Okay. Then comes to the reason fourth. What is the fourth reason here? Arjuna is giving here, you can see. So Arjuna is telling here that, see, the family tradition will destroy it. How the family tradition will destroy? So Arjuna was telling, suppose I will kill all these personalities. Once I will kill all these personalities, the dynasty will be destroyed. Because see, all these male person, when they will killed, what will happen? The wives will become widow. And when the wives will become widow, the children, the females, they will be exploited in the society, because no male person will be there to protect them. When females will be exploited, the children born from them, they will be Varna Sankara. The children, they will don't know who is the father, and they will be not trained properly. And this kind of mass of society, that will create havoc in the society, because they won't have any culture, they don't have any education, they don't have any samskara, they don't have any spiritual values. And you can also see in our current country, wherever this kind of the people, the person who create lot of chaos, lot of bad things in the society, they were not trained properly in the childhood. They were not given proper samskaras by the parents, and lot of time they were the anathas, whom the parents were not there to train them. So just imagine, Arjuna was thinking so far, that what about the society? Just you are thinking that, fight karo. Well, there are crores of people going to be killed if I'll fight. So telling all these things, Arjuna, at last, Arjuna tells to Krishna that it is not cup of my, I can't fight anymore. Sanjaya uvacha evam uktvarjuna sankhye rathopaste upavishat visrujya sasaram chapam soka samvignamanasa. So telling in this way, Arjuna at last, visrujya sasaram chapa, he just keeps his sharam, his bow and arrow. Visrujya means he gives up his bow and arrow. AK-47 छोड़ दिया नीचे. He tells Arjuna, Krishna, I can't fight at all. This is my final verdict, that I won't fight. And he was soka sambigna manasa, and he was started crying. Arjuna, the famous bowman, the famous person, with when he used to go for fighting, the enemies, they used to get fear, and that person is crying, trembling, that I won't fight Krishna, I am helpless. And that is how the turning point comes in the Mahabharata war now, that whether Arjuna is a confused Kshatriya or a soft-hearted Vaishnava. What is actually Arjuna's the inside things, the chemistry is going on in his heart. So let's try to understand this. What is Arjuna exactly in the next session? What we are going to see in the next Saturday in the second chapter. With that Arjuna's questions, how Krishna is going to explain the concept of the dharma to Arjuna in a very detailed way, and that is what we are going to read from the second chapter to the 18th chapter. This first chapter opens a discussion forum that what is exactly dharma, because as per Arjuna, he is telling that dharma is not to fight, but exactly what that is, Krishna is going to explain in the second chapter, and we will see that in the next consequences classes. Hare Krishna. So if anybody have any comment, if anybody have any questions on today's discussion, you can raise your hand and we will take your questions.